Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Ken's Show and Tell. This morning, we're taking out an Enfield, an SMLE, which stands for Short Magazine Lee Enfield. It's a #1 Mark III. This gun was manufactured in 1915, issued to British troops during World War I, and saw action. And there's a number of ways that you can tell that this rifle saw action. One way is by this repair on this on the comb of the rear part of the stock. The brass screws has been expertly repaired by the arsenal at Enfield, and then the forestock, that is the stock in front of the comb here, all the way out front here, is of different wood and a different finish than the back stock. And so that means that this has been replaced. Also, this is not a Mark III stock. This is a Mark III Star stock, which became available around 1916. And so this gun was damaged somehow in the trenches, and it went back to the factories, refurbished with a 1916 stock. Another thing that's different about this rifle is I have set it up with a really nice rear Parker-Hale target sight. It's a PH5A, and this particular sight was made in about 1922, so it's a post-World War I sight. It is a fully adjustable peep sight for windage and elevation, and this rear part here on the peep also is adjustable in terms of size. So with regards to lighting, there's a little lever here that you can turn up and down. And that was something that the British actually did, not with this PH5A sight, but with an earlier version sight, because they didn't have a developed optics in industry at the beginning of World War I, and therefore they did not have a sniper corps, unlike the Germans, who had a well-developed optics industry and had a well-developed, well-trained sniper corps. So without telescopes or scopes for the rifles early on in the war, the British outfitted their better shooters with this sighting outfit, and they were quite effective, which we'll demonstrate in a little bit. In addition to the Parker-Hale sight I put on the back, I put this Lyman hooded peep sight on the front, which you could have interchangeable sights. And I have an aperture in here, or a peep in the back and peep in the front. Now, I didn't ruin the rifle doing this. What I did was I took the nose cap off and took the original post sight off, and then I was able to buy this Lyman sight and then just file the base of the Lyman sight so it would fit into the existing dovetail on the rifle, and then reinstall the nose cap and adjust and sight it in. It really does improve the shooting of the gun. Well, I don't know how well you can see. It's hard for me to tell. But those of you who are serious shooters understand the advantages of a well set up peep sight. And these things are incredibly well made, machined back in the day, basically handmade, one at a time. Well, I'm gonna go out. We're gonna go out way back there, and we're gonna set up the camera first at the 100-yard backstop, and then we'll come back. This is a nice place to come and relax and continue to develop your skills. I've built this range slowly over the years on our tree farm called Wildwood Tree Farm. I like this humorous sign. It's a takeoff on an old Winchester ad. Back off here. I have hanging on my primary shooting shack here the national flags of all the guns that I own, and I come out here and shoot. So here's Imperial Germany, World War One vintage. Canada, World War II. Finland, World War II. India, World War II, as well as during the Chinese-Indian Wars. And of course, the Soviet Union, World War One, and World War II, actually, sorry. And then the Wehrmacht German national flag. I decided to use this. I'd be damned if I'm going to put up the National Socialist flag on my range. And of course, Great Britain and the United States. And you come over here to a larger version of our good friends, the Canadians. We will load up 3 rounds, and we'll start. Magazine cut off, open it back up. We will start at that frying pan to the far right on the upper reaches of the 100-yard thing, and move over to the black gong, which is hard to see, and that white disc. So we'll see what happens here. We'll start off with that it's not a frying pan, it's actually an old ammo box that's been cut. So looks like I might have missed it. There we go. Now we'll do that white disc hanging up there. It's part of a remnants of a brake disc. The black gong next to the disc. Okay, just put in 3 more rounds. And then let's go down below and hit that orange engine head, all to the right, furthest to the right, down on the bottom. There we go. 303 hits pretty hard. Let's go all the way over to the left. Next to that red valve cover is another engine head. It's much smaller because it's been shot away, and it's cast iron. There we go. Okay. Get a little bold and go above that cast iron engine head and hit that starter cover that's red, painted right next to that black gong on the upper tier. let's go down and move the camera onto some more targets. So we have a bunch of new targets selected and the camera set up, and we'll just see what we can do here with these shots. So I'm going to start at the bottom with that large 8-inch gong and move over to the next gong, which is 6, and the next, which is 4 inches. See what we can do with those. Move to the next one beside it. What? This rifle made in 1915 does pretty well. Now we'll try for the very small gong next to that one that's swinging. There you go. Rattled the cage, so to speak, and I lost some tile. So let's shoot at that tile that's above the little gong we just hit. I think it's hanging. That's covering to a water pump. That thing. Let's reach out to 160 yards. So I need to go down and reset the camera. All right, we've got the camera set up down there at 160 yards. We're going to be shooting at the 2 larger circles, one on the right and one on the left of that torso. Those 2 larger circles are 10 inches in diameter, and the torso is life size at 100 yards. We're shooting at 160. 303 British, 1915 rifle. Go for the torso first. All right. We'll do another torso hit while that's moving. Just because it's old doesn't mean it's not good. Let's go for the swinging circle on the left, the 10-inch gong. We'll go for the one on the right. It's in the shadows, moving in and out, just like a real sniper target. "160 yards. And we'll go for that round target on the right, the 10-inch gong. This old gun has spoiled me. I really like the way I have the sight set up on here. More precise shooting with a pair of peeps versus a peep and just a post. But a pair of peeps makes target acquisition a little slower. Let's go for the gong on the left. And let's do torso. Center a mass shot. Okay. Grin. That smallest one, I think it's a, I don't know if it's a 4-incher or a 6-incher, that smallest one, way up there on the right, 160 yards. Let's see. Wow. Ha! This old gun is amazing. Now the modifications I've done to the front sight, remember, is easily undone. And these old Parker-Hale PH5A sights are getting very difficult to find. And they're almost, well, they're about half the price of this rifle now, when you can find them, especially in this condition. Let's just do, whoops, it's empty. Let's do one more at a round target on the left, the bigger one. Yep. Okay, let's move out to 220 yards. I've got a deer moving up on me right here, one of our tame deer, so I'm going to quit shooting for right now. Take advantage of this and move the camera and repaint the targets for 220 yards. My friend, I think you like munching on this bergamot in here, but I'm going to commit shooting from the 220 yard bench. So I don't know, maybe you'll leave then, but well, there we go. Too much of a presence, huh? But you're going, go across the range there. Now you're behind a backstop. Now you're going down to my table. That time, that's a big buck back there. Boy, I tell you what, it's not deer hunting season, but we have them. All right. Now, 220 yards, 303 British, 1915 rifle. There we go. Torso first. Nice solid hit. Takes a little longer to travel 220 than it does 100 or 160, but it still hits with authority, these old 303 British. Let's try the circle, the round gong on the left, 220 yards. Yeah. Tell you what, nothing like a fine rifle. Doesn't have to be a modern fancy thing made out of plastic and all kinds of gadgets. Just something carefully crafted many, many years ago. Okay, let's do torso again.